Hello student, at Edukemy we are starting our economy series for Prelims 2025. Myself is Devender. I am going to discuss the economics topics, economic concepts जो आपके prelims examination के लिए important है वो हम discuss करेंगे. इकोनॉमी स्पेसिफिकली पेन पॉइंट रहता है स्टूडेंट्स का, स्पेसिफिकली इंटर रिलेशन नहीं समझ पाते हैं. व्हाट इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स एंड द बॉन्ड रेट, व्हाट इज द इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड इन्फ्लेशन में क्या रेट है, नीर और रीर कैसे डिफरेंट होते हैं, किस तरीके से एक्सचेंज रेट्स को लिंक किया जाता है. तो सारे कॉन्सेप्ट हम देखेंगे इस सीरीज में. If you also have any doubts in economy, you can mention in the comment section regarding, so I can make a video on that also. So today we are going to discuss about the NEER and REER, and each and every video we are going to discuss the previous year prelims question, so you can easily apply that concept in that question कि किस तरीके से क्वेश्चन को सोल्व किया जाता है. तो आज के टॉपिक में हम डिस्कस करेंगे नीर एंड रीर के बारे में, नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट एंड द रियल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट्स. सो फर्स्ट we will discuss about the NEER, nominal effective exchange rate. So what is the nominal effective exchange rate है क्या? Nominal effective exchange rate, that is the name suggests nominal, and effective exchange rates means it is an unadjusted rate. The nominal effective exchange rate is the amount of Indian currency is required to buy a particular foreign currency specifically. And it is a weighted average of a currency that is required to buy a basket of currency. तो आपको यहाँ पे जानना होगा, this is an average which is required to buy a basket of currency. It is a weighted average of the currency that is required to buy the foreign currency. This is known as nominal effective exchange rate. Let's understand with an example के साथ हम समझते हैं. If India is doing trade with the USA, if India is doing the trade with the China, and India is also doing the trade with the Russia. Normally average में what we are doing, we are going to add USA plus China plus Russia. We will add and divide. So this is the effective exchange rate, but we need to be find out the weighted average, not the normal average. Weighted average हमें निकालना होगा. In this context, we are taking equivalent कि इंडिया तीनों कंट्री के साथ सेम अमाउंट ऑफ ट्रेड कर रहा है, and that is the mistake most of the students are doing. In the nominal effective exchange rate, we are calculating the weighted average. We are calculating the weighted average of a currency that is required to buy or required to purchase a basket of currency. So in this case, if I am assuming India is doing the maximum trade with the USA, so I am taking India is doing the 3 times of trade with the USA, 2 times trade with the China, and 1 time trade with the Russia. If I want to find out the weighted average here, then I will add 3 USA trade plus 2 China trade plus 1 Russia trade, and I will divide it by 6, not by 3, क्योंकि 3 to 5 and 1 6, but we need to be find out the weighted average of the currency, क्योंकि हमें weighted average बताना है currency का, that is required here. So this is the nominal effective exchange rate, means the amount of a currency required to buy a particular basket of currency. So in the basket of currency, we are specifically looking at, in the basket of currency, we are looking at India is making an average in the NEER in the 2 type of the currency. Like in a basket, they are taking the 6 currency. In the other basket, they are taking the 40 currency. So on the basis of the average of 6 currency, they are finding the NEER in the year 2024-25 में क्या नीर था. On the average of the 40 currency, they are also finding out कि 40 currency के साथ इंडिया का रूपी का एवरेज कितना है, इंडिया का रूपी का एवरेज नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट में कितना है. अगर मैं आपको इकोनॉमिक सर्वे से डेटा दिखाता हूं स्पेसिफिकली, तो यू कैन लुक हियर. आप देख सकते हैं इन दिस ग्राफ स्पेसिफिकली, this is the nominal effective exchange rate with the 6 currency. In the 2023 and 24, this is 83.65 with respect to the 6 currency, and with respect to the 40 currency, this is a same increase to the 90.76. So with the 40 currency adjusted average, with the 40 currency weighted average, India NEER is 90.76, and with the 6 currency weighted average, it is 83.65. तो नील से हमें स्पेसिफिकली पता लगता है कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे इंडिया की करेंसी कितनी इफेक्टिव है, एंड व्हाट इज द नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू मल्टीपल कंट्री करेंसी एवरेज. So this is the concept of the NEER, the nominal effective exchange rate. And in this concept also, there is a question asked by the UPSC in a different perspective. What is the effect of NEER on, number one, imports, and what is the effects on exports? Import और exports पे NEER का क्या effect है? If there is an increase in the NEER and if there is a decrease in the NEER, NEER increase होने के बाद और NEER decrease होने के बाद क्या इफेक्ट होगा इंपोर्ट्स एंड एक्सपोर्ट्स पे? एंड इस तरीके का क्वेश्चन आपके प्रीलिम्स में पूछा जाता है. अगर नीड इंक्रीज हो रहा है, नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट इंक्रीज हो रहा है. टेक एन एग्जांपल, इफ द नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट इनिशियली वाज 80 एंड नाउ इट इज इंक्रीज, मींस ये 70 पे आ गया. नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट इंक्रीज होके 70 पे आ गया. तो इंक्रीज का मीनिंग है कि इंडिया का करेंसी और ज्यादा बढ़ गया है, इंडिया का करेंसी स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गया. दैट्स व्हाई नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट इज इंक्रीज. जब इंडिया का करेंसी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, इन दैट केस आवर रुपीज बिकम मोर स्ट्रॉन्ग. जब रुपी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा तो इन द केस ऑफ द इंपोर्ट्स, जब भी हम कोई इंपोर्ट करेंगे हमें पैसा कम देना होगा. लाइक इनिशियली वी आर टेकिंग अ $3 प्रोडक्ट, हम कोई भी $3 का प्रोडक्ट खरीद रहे थे यूएसए से. एट दैट टाइम वी नीड टू पे द 240 रुपी, क्योंकि 80 रुपए इज अ वेटेड एवरेज. नाउ वी नीड टू पे 70 रुपी इंटू 3, 210 रुपी. पहले हम उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए 240 रुपए दे रहे थे, अभी वी आर पेइंग द 210 रुपी. मींस द इंपोर्ट्स विल बिकम चीपर. जब नीड इंक्रीज होगा तो इंपोर्ट्स विल बिकम चीपर, इंपोर्ट्स सस्ते हो जाएंगे. इन द सेम कॉन्टेक्स्ट इन द एक्सपोर्ट्स, इफ इंडिया के रुपये का वैल्यू बढ़ जा रहा है, इन द केस एक्सपोर्ट्स विल डिक्रीज. इंपोर्ट्स इंक्रीज होंगे और एक्सपोर्ट्स डिक्रीज होंगे. एक्सपोर्ट क्यों डिक्रीज होंगे? इफ एनी पर्सन इन द यूएसए इनिशियली बाइंग 1 kg ऑफ द शुगर विद $1, $1 में खरीद रहा था, नाउ ही नीड टू बाय द सेम इन द $1.2, क्योंकि हमारे रुपए की वैल्यू बढ़ गई. पहले वही 80 रुपी इज इक्वल टू $1 था. नाउ इन द 70 रुपी का जैसे ही हुआ है इक्वल टू $1, now they will pay 1.2 times of the same amount of the money for the 1 kg sugar. तो इस केस में हमारे एक्सपोर्ट्स महंगे होने शुरू होंगे, एक्सपोर्ट्स महंगे होने शुरू होंगे, तो that will lead to the decrease in the exports. So imports will cheaper and the exports will decrease. Opposite case, when there is a decrease in the currency, when there is a decrease in the currency, तो 80 रुपी से हमारी करेंसी की एवरेज आ गई है 90 रुपी. तो that will be the vice versa. Import will be like the costlier, क्योंकि हमें ज्यादा पैसा देना पड़ेगा. with the same concept, import costlier होने शुरू हो जाएंगे and export increase होना शुरू हो जाएगा. एक्सपोर्ट क्यों इंक्रीज होना शुरू हो जाएगा? क्योंकि नाउ they need to pay the less amount of money for the same product. So how the need is affecting the imports and exports of a country, किस तरीके से अफेक्ट करता है, और आप इसको स्पेसिफिकली अपने प्रीलिम्स में यूज कर सकते हैं. So this is the concept of NEER specifically. In this concept specifically, NEER जो यूज होता है, it is an economic indicator of a competitiveness in the forex market. तो इसको कंसीडर किया जाता है as an indicator in the forex market. Indicator in the forex market, we are using a NEER is used as a competitiveness indicator in the forex market. जो हमने देखा भी किस तरीके से NEER के इंक्रीज होने या डिक्रीज होने से how it is affecting the rate. Okay, so if we see the learnings from here, so NEER is an economic indicator of a country that international competitiveness को फोकस करता है in terms of the foreign exchange. It can be adjusted to compensate for the inflation rates. The NEER only describe the relative value. NEER only describe the relative value. And used in the economic study for the policy analysis and the international trade as well. So in the policy analysis and in the international trade, NEER is having a major role. ओके, अंडरस्टूड. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द रियल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट क्या होता है. इन द नॉमिनल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट हमने देखा कि वी आर जस्ट कैलकुलेटिंग द वेटेड एवरेज, वी आर जस्ट कैलकुलेटिंग द weighted average of the different currency. It may be the 6 currency or the 40, and it's vary according to the different country. But we are not adjusting this with the inflation. हम इसको inflation के साथ adjust नहीं कर रहे हैं. We are not adjusting the NEER with the inflation. Means the NEER is an unadjusted average. If we are adjusting the NEER with the inflation, then that is known as REER. Means the NEER is adjusted with inflation. NEER is adjusted with inflation. That is known as REER. अगर NEER को हम स्पेसिफिकली एडजस्ट करें इन्फ्लेशन के साथ, दैट इज नोन एज द REER, रियल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट. इसका एक एग्जांपल समझ लेते हैं. इफ फॉरेन बायर, अगर कोई भी फॉरेन बायर है, he is buying 1 kg of sugar from China, from Cuba and from India. Initially he was getting a 1 kilogram of sugar in 80 rupee. 1 kilogram of sugar from China in 80 rupee. Or in the Cuba also he getting the 1 kilogram. And in India also he is getting the 1 kilogram. Let's take in the foreign currency. In the $1 he is getting the 1 kilogram sugar from China, 1 kilogram sugar from Cuba and 1 kilogram sugar from India. तो इसमें हमें नहीं पता लगता कि there is an inflation adjusted. अब now take an example. Due to the natural calamity, due to the La Nina effects, due to the El Nino effects, there is a less production of sugar in India. Sugar in India. If there is a less production of sugar in India, then the price of sugar will start increasing. कम production है, buyers ज्यादा है, कंट्री की सप्लाई को भी फोकस करना है, तो इंडिया में शुगर का प्राइस इंक्रीज होने लगेगा. तो इंडिया नाउ इन $1 दे स्टार्ट गिविंग ओनली द हाफ केजी ऑफ शुगर. हाफ केजी ऑफ शुगर देगा इंडिया, जबकि बाकी जगह अभी भी 1 किलोग्राम ऑफ शुगर मिल रहा है. तो अगर हम इस प्रोसेस को देखते हैं, आफ्टर द इन्फ्लेशन देयर इज अ रिड्यूस इन द अमाउंट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. So in this case, this foreign buyer will only buy from Cuba and China, not from India, because this is a less amount of the product he is getting in the same money. So this is the major classic example of the real effective exchange rate. So in this case, real effective exchange rate increase हो जाएगा. That's a part how the inflation is adjusted in the case of the nominal effective exchange rate. इसके साथ हम देखते हैं specifically in the graph, this is the real effective exchange rate of an index. At the time in the 2023-2024, when the nominal effective exchange rate was 83 rupee, at that time the real effective exchange rate was 101 rupee. And in the time it was 90.76 rupee, and the same time the real effective exchange rate was 103 rupee. So this is the effect between the NEER and the REER. Nominal effective exchange rate and the real effective exchange rate. So nominal effective exchange rate is the amount of the money that is required to buying a basket of currency, and this is an unadjusted weighted average. In the case of the REER, we are adjusting this with the inflation and we are getting the real effective exchange rate. What is the real rate for it? So in the case of inflation, if the inflation is increasing in India and inflation is not increasing in the foreign, then the NEER and REER will be the opposite direction. अगर inflation इंडिया में increase हो रही है, बाकी countries में नहीं हो रही है, तो REER और NEER opposite direction में होंगे. Real effective exchange rate on the left side, NEER nominal effective exchange rate on the right side, opposite direction में होंगे. It's going to be apart because of this thing. आप देख रहे हैं जो हमने discuss किया अभी specifically how they are going to be apart in the case of the imports and exports. So this is the concept of the NEER and REER, nominal effective exchange rate, and the real effective exchange rate. Now let's do the question related to the NEER and REER. This is the question asked in the 2022 में. ये question पूछा गया था UPSC examination में about the nominal effective exchange rate and the real effective exchange rate. The first statement, an increase in the nominal effective exchange rate indicates the appreciation of rupee. जो मैंने आपको समझाया भी specifically when we are discussing about it, an increase in the nominal effective exchange rate is going to lead to the appreciation of rupee. Like if the NEER is increasing, NEER increase हो रहा है, initially it is 80 rupee, now it's come to the 70 after increasing, 70 हो जाएगा increase होने के बाद, so it's the appreciation of rupee. So it is the appreciation of rupee. So this statement is right here. Statement number 1 is right. It's the appreciation of rupee. ये statement सही है. Now let's come to the second statement. In the case of the second statement, if we are looking at an increase in the real effective exchange rate indicate an improve in the trade competitiveness. An increase in the real effective exchange rate indicate the improvement in trade competitiveness. आपको याद है शुगर वाला एग्जांपल हमने किया है, अगर रीर इंक्रीज हो जा रहा है, रियल इफेक्टिव एक्सचेंज रेट इंक्रीज हो जा रहा है, इन दैट केस ट्रेड कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस डिक्रीज हो जाती है. इफ देयर इज इंक्रीज इन द रीर, जो एग्जांपल हमने देखा स्पेसिफिकली रिलेटेड टू द शुगर, इफ वी आर एडजस्टिंग विद द इन्फ्लेशन and in the case REER is increasing, real effective exchange rate is increasing, and that will lead to the decrease in the trade competitiveness, not in the increase in the trade competitiveness. So the second statement is not correct here. Second statement is not correct. If we are coming to option, we can eliminate seconds, and we are left with the 1 and 3. An increasing trend in the domestic inflation relative to inflation in the other country are likely to cause an increasing divergence between NEER and REER. Domestic inflation बढ़ रहा है related to inflation in country. Inflation in India is increasing as comparison to the China, as comparison to the USA. In that case, NEER and REER will show a divergence. एक जगह नहीं रहेंगे, divergence show करेंगे. That's the concept we discussed earlier also. So this is the concept of NEER and REER. If you have any doubts related to the NEER and REER, you can ask question in the comment section. We are going to come up with a new video. And if any of the topic you want to discuss on the economy, we can discuss here with its application part, how we can solve the question. Okay, so we will meet in the next video. Thank you.